Hello, everybody. Welcome to this another episode of the D2D Podcast. I'm your host, Swagmaster123 or Swaggy, and I'm joined with me by my only co-host for today, at the moment, Currham. So we were just discussing earlier about Black Friday. So that's the issue we are doing today, as you can tell. Black Friday is a big year. Yeah, we're mentioning mentioning the Xbox deals on Black Friday. Yeah, they're weird and all. I can play Halo 5, I can play Halo 3, I can play Gears of War. It's like there's so much to Xbox. Especially because some people think. True. True. Black Friday, there's so much to it. Especially every year, like around Thanksgiving, like 5 p.m. or whatever. I heard Best Buy is opening their stores at 5 p.m. Uh, on Thanksgiving, and Target and Walmart opening on at a 6 on Thanksgiving. It's just all weird stuff. You want to know what the best place to get Black Friday deals is and not have to worry about the lines? Amazon. Yeah, online shopping with Amazon. Get that free 2-day shipping with Prime. I have it. No, I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored. Excuse me. Sneeze there. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by Amazon. I'm not sponsored by Amazon by any chance. Oh, okay. Hmm. Uh, that's weird. I mean, not a lot of Nintendo Switch titles can actually do that on the eShop. I feel like that's probably just weird, and that's all. Oh, okay. Okay then. Hmm. I could see why. Yeah. Man. Oh yeah, of course that. Yeah, Etika. We were talking about Etika earlier, but we want to mention it even more. So only just only mention Etika's name. I wouldn't want to mention the rest of his channel. Oh wow. Oh, that's terrible. I don't know, man. How'd you not make it for Thanksgiving? She's just at Walmart. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, of course, get wrecked. And of course, Walmart being one of the biggest places to have that big shopping spree. Target probably being the worst of all of them, especially at this time of the year. Oh yeah, I'll probably say, I'll probably think the mall is not the best place to go for anything on Thanksgiving. I can see that. I don't think Jared's with Subway anymore. I think he got jailed. Bill Cosby got into sexual allegations, dude. He has sexual allegations. A bunch of them, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, lying about just rape is something that's completely absurd, and therefore those people should be brought to justice and just try and just people need to just try to impeach them. Yeah, that's probably that could be what happened. If they keep doing that again, then they're gonna get even bigger punishments. Yeah, yeah, just slander. Imagine there'd be a word called slanderism. Slanderism, where it's the idea of slandering someone. Imagine it'd be a new word, slanderism. And that's pretty much what some of these people might be using. Like like back into, of course, sexual allegations is one of the recent ones I heard was a former employee from What Culture who created a channel called Cultaholic. Um, I think was it Adam Blombeat, I think was one of the founders, and he had to take a leave absent because he'd been also getting sexual allegation cases, saying that he made his fame fortune and used that up to get all these random stuff, all these random girls. I think news orders, and he admits to that.
And then like go to the grocery aisle.
That might be the case. It might work. I don't know. Oh, oh yeah, I know that feeling. That feeling just is terrible. Yeah, that definitely impacts me. Whenever I'm in some other place or it always just affects my nose very badly. It's not where I'm at home where it's not as bad. Yeah. No clue. That's a good question though. Why is it called Black Friday? That's something that it should be Googled every day. That's something that we should all heard of. It's that time of the year. Definition. Day after Thanksgiving, regarded as the first day of the traditional Christmas shopping season, on which retailers offer special reduced prices. Of course. And of course they put an example. Shoppers snap up deals on Black Friday. I'm reading the Google definition from this. It's like, oh, okay. There's just so much. There's so much to. Um, I don't think there is. That'd be that'd be weird if there was actually there's actually an opposite color person named Friday. And be like, hey Friday, are you do? How you doing? It's like oh, like wait, it's like what? Oh yeah. It's like okay, here's all I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna slice up a lot of the money off of these items. I'm gonna slice money off of these items or something. I was like, oh, a 500 gigabyte Xbox One S. I'm gonna slice money off of that. Instead, it's gonna be $199. Oh, a PS4 Pro. I'm gonna slice that down. It's gonna be $299 or something like that. I highly doubt. I highly doubt retailers would just go that far to do that. Imagine that happened. Just doesn't just go walking into your local Walmart, and then you see the actual person named Friday. There's like, please, it's like reduce your prices today, or you will be terminated, or something like that, like a Terminator. It's, it's just so weird. See, seeing just the year gonna pass by and all these deals keep going and going and going and going. When you know like there's gonna be more deals for like the rest of every year, besides Black Friday being the biggest. It's like, oh yeah, it's like now we have the kiosk in every McDonald's where you can actually now you can add more patties, you can add more Big Mac sauce, cheese, possibly change your buns. Maybe add bacon to it. Imagine bacon in a Big Mac. That'd be funny. Oh, obviously burgers are ketchup is great in burgers. Oh, I get it. Yeah. I just now found it weird. It's just that a lot of people would just use ketchup for some weird things. Like when I thought it was not weird when I was a little kid, I kept thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have ketchup with everything. I'm gonna have ketchup with chicken. I'm gonna have ketchup with fries. I'm gonna have ketchup with pretzels or something. It's like now I'm looking back, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I? hmm it's like, why do I put ketchup on that? I think maybe, I don't know. It's like, oh, ketchup. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna have ketchup with my burger. I'm gonna have my burger. I'm gonna have ketchup with my fries. I'm gonna have ketchup with my chicken. I'm gonna have ketchup with my meatloaf. I'm gonna have ketchup with everything. It's like, it's really just. I feel like ketchup is just over abused. It's like abused too much. It's like I can understand. It's like I can understand the ideal that we can use ketchups in burgers and with hot dogs, but I feel like it can get a little too far. Don't tell me you put ketchup with your cereal. Don't tell me you did it. Mustard? What the fuck? I'm like a meat cereal with mustard. Oh, what's next? Life cereal with mustard. What's next? Uh, Count Chocula with Count Chocula with mustard. Cocoa Puffs with mustard. Reese's Puffs with mustards. Pop Pop Tarts, scrambled eggs, omelets. Like what's next with ketchup? It's gonna keep going so far. And people just abuse it. Like the dog blankets, the hot dog blankets with ketchup. Buying ketchup. I feel like somebody's gonna probably try doing that and will be one of the dumbest decisions. It's like, oh, instead of getting this 50-inch 4K HD TV for $200 instead of $499, dude, I'm just gonna go ahead and spend $1,200 on ketchup. Plus tax included. Imagine that the taxes should be like $12. It's like, oh, that makes it even more expensive. I can't believe I'm not so rich. I mean, depending on the region you live in, probably, but it probably wouldn't be huge. It always is. Yep. It's always been like that. I think. We do every Thursday. Oh, wait. I think they keep changing the date. I think they just changed the date because Thanksgiving was probably held on a Thursday, and they just keep doing that every like second to last Thursday of the month or something. 21st. Because sometimes the months like can keep going, and then the 23rd instead of being on Friday, be on Saturday, and all that stuff. So just so many Black Friday deals just keep popping up out of nowhere. Like just Black Friday with cell phone carriers. last year I switched from AT&T to T-Mobile, and I didn't know much about T-Mobile other than just it's complaints just saying, "Oh, we're the biggest, fastest unlimited network," and I thought they'd be crazy, but it's kind of true, but I wouldn't say they're the biggest network in the entire uh, nation for 4G and unlimited data. I wouldn't say they're the biggest. Yeah, Verizon is big. I wouldn't say T-Mobile and Verizon are the biggest. Oh, okay. Yeah, I only have Verizon just for the TV right now. Why do I sound like an old person? The TV. It's like it's like I have Verizon for my TV. It's like when do stop people are. I wonder when people are gonna stop using the term TV. Probably in like 20 years when we actually have when we actually have holographic videos and holographic articles and all that stuff. It's like I don't know when. I I have no clue if we can actually do that. But, yeah, like a Mach 20 speed. That's probably unlimited. I think there's unlimited space, but probably where we are is the Milky Way galaxy, and there's multiple and millions of galaxies, so space will probably be endless. Yeah, a giant multiverse. I highly doubt there is an empty void of milk. If I think of the sun, probably looking milky. Or Stardust Galaxy and all that stuff. If infinite, it's like infinite. Okay, infinite ways for me to make soda. Infinite ways for me to be able to broadcast to the internet. Infinite ways for me to pet my dog. Infinite ways to use a flashlight. Or like Infinite, or the stupid goddamn villain Infinite in Stock Forces, which I've heard is terrible. And I highly doubt anybody would get it on Black Friday. But back into Black Friday, of course. Just so, just like so much that Black Friday has. Like all those random deals that we see. Like there's always something just random from us. It's like oh we get 50% off a fidget spinner. You get it for 99 cents instead of $5. Okay, that's fine. 99 cents is not so bad for a fidget spinner. Imagine the fidget spinner breaking apart because it's made in China. It's like ugh. I mean yeah, everything's made in China. Our phones, our headsets, our our TVs maybe. Like all, I, I mean, probably. And then, of course, the biggest thing, which I've heard from a professor I've had from a while ago, he mentioned like that we're like $13 million, like $13 trillion in debt or something, just because we've been spending stuff on China. We're trying to manufacture goods. That too. That too. That could be another factor. But just that one thing, just saying, oh, we're like $13 trillion in debt. It just makes me crazy. Yeah, but it's like, why do we keep using our own money? Why can't we just get the money that's been paid from the other countries so that way we can still keep building our nation? Well, nuking is probably not the best solution. Unless if it really turns out to be. They've already. Do you want to think that America's not nuked anybody? Look at World War II. Like fucking 19. I'm saying if you're saying just generally bombed, if the U.S. bombed anything, you have to look back to World War II. You need to look back to World War II. But no, not generally in the sense that the U.S. has nuked anybody yet. But I feel like we're getting off topic now. Black Friday. When I was talking about like Black Friday, imagine seeing like now in like the state of New Jersey, they finally allow fireworks to be used. Except you can't be able to buy the huge fireworks you'd see in other states. Mm-hmm. Well, it's so far in the east in New Jersey. Just one move. It's like the improper pronouns. Imagine imagine the stupid crimes that you'd get. Like I think this one like due to Black Friday. It's like, oh, this imagine a crime just like being arrested for holding too many items when they haven't even left a store. It's like that's the stupid that's the most stupid crime I'd probably think that probably heard of, if it even existed. Uh huh. Yeah, that'd definitely be one of those cases. It's just Black Friday. It's just crazy. There's something like I mentioned, we have so many deals where we can just get like something how much percent off we can get off of the 50-inch 4K Ultra HD television or something. Just get it for you get it for $2.99 instead of $4.99. Imagine just deals getting even less expensive. Imagine just being like $99 instead of 400 for instead of a 399 for a 1080p TV. Hey, that'd be a good savings. But oh, just so many things to think of. Can't even keep up. Oh, probably. That's probably what I just mentioned earlier. Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Amazon. I think. I guess Toys R Us. I don't know what's going on with them. I heard they were in debt. I think. Toys R Us. or like they're losing money.
That doesn't make any sense. People shop at their lot and they like have items that are they should.
Hmm. Yeah, back in September, it lost like 166 million. Toys R Us.
You know what would be great if you're a millionaire and you want to buy something for $1 million and it has a
Yeah.
50% off for Black Friday and you
Hmm.
get it for $500,000.
That'd be funny. You actually get deals. Okay. Oh, imagine if like Amazon, instead of purchasing Twitch in August, they purchased Twitch on Black Friday. It's like, okay, okay, so Twitch is doing deals. We'll purchase them for 1 million instead. We'll purchase them for 1 mil. Uh, Instead of the deal that they did for 2 billion. I think it's 2 billion when the Amazon acquired Twitch in 2014.
I just thought of something. What if you're like on eBay, right? And you're bidding on
Oh,
things
970. I was off 970.
and then wait, what?
I was so off of the money that Amazon bought Twitch for. It was 970, not 2.2 million, 2 billion.
So what if you're on eBay and you're bidding on something and you made it up to like $10,000 for that item? It goes to midnight and it like drops by 20% the price because it's Black Friday.
Oh man, yeah, it'd suck.
It goes from like $10,000 to like 8,000 or something.
Oh,
I'm not good at math.
yeah, that would suck for a bunch of people because they still can't afford it, even though it's slightly less expensive. Like, you want to know the craziest things I kept seeing? The craziest things I kept seeing in terms of these sales, like getting something they probably can't buy for so much money. An example is the extremely rare NES Classic Edition from Nintendo, which I do have sitting in my living room right now. And the thing when it came out, it was like 60. The problem was so many people bought into it, and so many people were using bots to buy into it. Then start doing these ridiculous prices. Like one listing I found on eBay had for like $10,000 just for the one thing. At that point, there's people like, no, just bail from that because that's pretty much like your. It's it's like pretty much your renter's expense for an apartment. It's like, okay, each year you gotta pay 10,000 or something. And if like you don't have 10,000 at the time, it's like not, you're screwed. You get evicted.
I was looking at the Roblox catalog for the memes, and there's like stuff that costs like 99999 Robux, and like with that amount of Robux, you could buy a house in real life for how much you actually paid for it.
That's funny.
You can buy like 3 mansions because Robux costs a lot, I guess.
Oh boy.
What the heck? I just got a text and it says, "What happened to you?"
Hmm.
Oh, I think it's somebody from 6th grade.
Huh.
Oh wait, no, it's Blake. Oh, never mind.
Okay. Just getting off topic again. Black. Just so much of Black Friday. I don't know why I keep mentioning. Like I don't even know what I want to talk about next on Black Friday. Crazy. Oh, I think I might find the craziest Black Friday stories.
Don't tell me that's BuzzFeed.
No, no, no. That's not. It's not BuzzFeed I'm looking up. I'm just looking up entirely just random. Okay, news.
Wait,
Or
is
actually,
this thing on
actually,
BuzzFeed?
no, it's public. It should be public. But any, anyways, I think I one story. It's not on Black Friday, but it's kind of related. But it was months ago when the SNES Classic Edition was coming out. Um, People were stacked up in line at the Nintendo of America store in New York, and like some of them were just being too loud that the police ended up being called. I was like, what? How can they be too loud when it's like at Rockefeller Center?
Oh yeah, this one time I got a complaint. Like it was during like 4 o'clock p.m. And they're like, "You're being too loud. You need to be quiet." And we're all like, "It's not quiet hours yet."
Yeah, that's probably the most stupid thing I ever heard. Typically, these type of situations, like just trying to calm down, like whatever is going on, is usually happen at night when the neighbors complain. It's like they always say, "Oh, can you're doing this? You're way too loud or something." And not a lot of people. And there's like when you have a party, yes, they're gonna complain that it's too loud because you're living on that block, and people are gonna complain that it's too loud and all that stuff. But
It wasn't my house. We were at a hotel for hockey. And it was like 4 o'clock, and we were playing stick hockey in the um in the hallway, and people were like complaining that we were being too loud.
maybe they were taking naps and they just randomly heard it. That's maybe.
They're not in preschool.
Hopefully not. I hope they're taking naps because if they're not taking naps, then they're just completely blind. They just don't know what they're doing.
Uh, uh, masturbating.
Jeez.
Be quiet. I'm trying to watch. Uh, I'm trying to watch. Two holes get a stick
P O
in Black Friday.
R. You're trying to watch that PRN or something
Black Friday.
like. Imagine there being Black Friday porn or something. It's like, what's that approach?
Stop.
What's that
Stop.
approach? It's like,
I'm actually gonna
it's,
look that up real
it's
quick.
like, it's like, it's like, okay, it's Black Friday. You can have me for the entire day, but you gotta pay me 50 or something like that. Imagine, imagine that even happening. It just probably like that's probably the it's probably feel like the worst feeling for one specific individual. It's like they could just be sitting down a boardwalk of Daytona Beach, and then like at like night by like 11 p.m. and so just some girl is randomly walking and notices him and walks up to him and like, can you want to have me for Black Friday or something? And then the guy's like, maybe. And I just don't know how that would situation would apply.
Oh yeah, I typed Black Friday into Pornhub. Okay, here's the first result. Okay, it's like Black GF. What's the next
Oh,
one?
girlfriend revenge probably.
Oh, discounted prostitution. Okay, I'm gonna get off this.
Okay, so there's so much that it's
Bills by
hopeful.
participant.
That's why you always need to use incognito.
Why do I have Bill Cosby in my search history?
I don't know. Oh man, Black Friday is just weird for some people. I thought it was just some phrase that when I was a kid, I used to think it was just some random phrase that I would keep hearing so often. Black Friday, Black Friday. Okay, it's Black Friday. It's like, what are you referring to? And then when I kept hearing Black Friday over and over again, I then started to realize, oh, it's a Friday. It's called Black Friday, and people shop on that. Even my younger me thought, well, that's bullshit.
Oh, the on the podcast, it says the first.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry about it. I'll change it after we finish this. Besides, I'm gonna be editing it.
One person watching. Oh, nobody's watching again.
Um,
Time to do my Google reports.
yeah. Just feel like now I'm just starting, just running out of ideas of what I think of on Black Friday.
What's your occupation? Business owner, sales, retired, management, other, prostitute.
Imagine somebody going for that position, prostitution. Okay, I'm a prostitute. It's like
No,
ugh,
you didn't put that.
oh,
Put that proud.
oh,
I gotta sell it 10 cents.
oh wow,
Google money.
oh wow. That's weird.
People get to look that over, and I'm gonna get the cops arrested.
It's like, just don't do that, dude. Don't try to get them to your home. Imagine just getting found out just for doing something you didn't even mean to do. It's like oh, you didn't mean to spend whole lot of money on one specific thing that you wanted, and then the siren pops up or something, and then you would see the cops coming in, like, oh, it's like why are you messing around with your parents' Amazon account or something? It's just, I feel like it's just so weird. It's just
Knock knock.
there.
I got your IP address, and I'm sending a SWAT team to your house.
Oh god, this stupid
Watch out, I'm not joking.
just oh man. It's Black Friday.
Point 180. Point 60. Point 350. Point 88. Knock knock.
I knew we're going off topic again, dude. Come on, come on.
I'm just joking. It's not actually very.
I know for a fact that my IP address wouldn't be that. But Black Friday, Friday, we were talking. What was I just? I was just trying to. Oh, make it when you make a bad purchase and then something stupid happens when like sirens pull up on your right in front of your house. Like you see a police siren, they come up. Like, were you illegally using someone else's account to buy something off it when in fact it was actually one of your family members? Like, and then you're probably like, maybe. Imagine just getting handcuffed just because you just only bought something that you weren't supposed to buy. I feel like it'd be the stupidest crime.
Did you hear about that one thing on Amazon where these people ordered like 2 empty barrels, and then in the barrels there was like 40 pounds of weed each.
I did not know that. I did not know that. But I probably that'll be on my head now.
And then like they called the cops, even though they could have probably sold that for a lot of money. You know, good for them. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Good for the memes, but just generally bad.
Black Friday, get your water at Costco for 2% off.
Get your
Like
get your gasoline at Costco. You get 50% off. Imagine just getting gasoline. Imagine gasoline on Friday being discounted, just like everything else. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get uh, a gallon of gas for $2.17. Imagine that happening. Because like it's like the standard is like 3.17 or something.
wait, for 1 gallon, $2. That's not how it is in Washington. We got
Yeah,
like 50 cents per gallon.
nice. Good for you guys. It's just like where I live, it's like 3.17 or somewhere around there.
Really, it's more like 75 cents per gallon. I can't imagine $3 per gallon. That'd be like that's a lot of money.
Mhm. There's so much money for that.
Oh wait, did you hear about there's like you can make fuel out of algae. Like Tesla, I don't know what the company is, but they're making like fuel out of algae.
Uh, I think. You ever see those cars like that have like the electrical uh, gasoline or something that just a replacement of for gasoline? I feel like it's just something that's just old now. It's like not a lot of people are gonna care because we all use gasoline.
They were all like they reproduce really fast and they're everywhere and they're good for the environment or whatever.
That could be something nice that we can use. That way we can get rid of all the algae that's in the water because all the algae, for the most part, nowadays has been created by human waste.
Well, actually, no, they're not like gonna take it out of the water because algae reproduces really fast, so they can like put it in a good environment and then
Yeah.
use fuel.
Mhm. I mean, algae's not gonna go away. It's gonna be there for a while.
And plus, yeah, we can't get rid of it. It reproduces like ultra fast.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just like I feel like there's so much gasoline we use. It's like, oh, we use gasoline for our generators. Like we lose power, we can just use this generator that we bought that accepts gasoline. You just pour gasoline into the generator, plug in an outlet so we can power everything on, and then there you go. You got the generator running.
Is anybody actually watching this?
No, I gotta lay off the gasoline. Imagine just going for restaurants where they actually have deals uh, on Black Friday. Like you can, like any of those dine-in restaurants. You could like like TGI Fridays or Longhorn Steakhouse, where they give you a deal where you could be able to have um like you can have dinner for only $20, whereas normally you can get it for like 10. Imagine those days coming where we're actually going to be able to spend way less money in the dining restaurants than we do on not on Black Friday.
Well, I mean, you can always become a veteran
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, veterans definitely are supported by Golden Corral. It's like Golden Corral is like the biggest buffet chain in the whole country. It's like it's like you try to compare to like the one beforehand, which I think was Country Buffet. Yeah, Country Buffet was like something I used to go to a lot because I used to have one. I think like used to be like 10 minutes away from me, and I used to go there for breakfast, brunch, sometimes even dinner. It was just like the best place I could just eat at, besides McDonald's and Burger King. And that,
Have you ever been to like Goofy's buffet or whatever?
oh, like at Disney World,
Yeah. I went to Disneyland.
because I don't live on the East Coast. I only went to Disney World. I think maybe Woody had. No, I think when I was down in when I was like very young, I went to Disney World, and we there's like I think it was like Mickey was like the head of the restaurant or something. I'm not entirely sure. It's like that's what I remembered as a kid.
It cost $100 for four of us, and it was like freaking amazing. And like there was a bunch of people. It was in like a hotel, or like a Disney Resort hotel. And then we went to Universal Studios, and they had like this buffet, and it cost so much.
Oh yeah, I can definitely tell.
Like we were doing this VIP thing, like extra VIP, and we like got a like we got to meet celebrities and shit.
Hmm.
Oh wait, profanity. Um,
It's okay. This is a podcast. You can just do you can do profanity if you want.
we went to like this fancy like building that's at Universal Studios, and it has like this coffee dispenser where you like click milk, how much milk you want in it. Like it's weird.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Universal, I know for a fact I went for Universal back in July, and I tell you, like one of the last days I was at Universal was probably one of probably the best days I've ever been for a vacation. Is actually going for a live taping of Impact Wrestling, getting to see like one of the superstars, or like one of the wrestlers in there. I don't know why I said superstars like WWE, but one of the wrestlers at Impact Wrestling used to be in WWE, and I didn't know he was there until I looked at the promo they had for the Impact Wrestling. I was like, oh, at WrestleFest, you're gonna. I think it was WrestleFest that they were trying to promote for the I think month. They said like their own WrestleMania. It's like there was like one of the promos, of course, was I think I think it was one of the old WWE superstars. Alberto Del Rio is in Impact Wrestling and was like put under, and he decided to change his ring name to Alberto and Patron. And, apparently his theme was like so weird. It was like it's like C nowadays. Like oh jeez, I don't even know what's right.
Oh, so for also for that Universal thing, we went on this like tour, and we got to go into like these sets, and we got to see like a prop house, and then there's like this show called Heartbreaker that hasn't came out yet, and we also like they were also filming like a show there, and we couldn't go because they were filming a show,
Oh yeah.
and like everyone on the cast was there,
Uh huh.
and there's like this prop house that had like every prop that was like ever used.
I believe it.
And we saw Mario Lopez.
Hmm. Nice. Yeah, it's just Universal is just like one of those places. just always interested in. Like I remember just getting the ideal concept of going to Universal like many years ago, just to go for one ride, and then of course the next year the ride closes. Like I'm very upset that it closed. Then then once when we actually got to Universal, we there was no chance for me to actually go for that because they replaced it with something entirely different. Mostly probably because it's Harry Potter shit or something.
Yeah, we got really unlucky. Like when we went, and like 2 months later, Harry Potter Land got released. So they were working on it when we were there. But like if we would have showed up 2 months earlier, we would have gotten to go to Harry Potter Land.
Huh. Yeah, like the ride I was talking about that they replaced it with a freaking Harry Potter was I think it's Jaws. Like the ride opened like the Jaws ride opened up when Universal Studios in Florida first opened back in 1990, and then closed in 2012. I don't know why it closed in 2012. It's such one of the well-known Universal rides. But I would love to see it come back though. If the Harry Potter, if one of the Harry Potter sections isn't doing well, just change it back to Jaws. That's all I'd love to see. Because you can look it up on YouTube. You can just look it up on YouTube, the Jaws ride at Universal Studios Florida, and you can definitely tell what I'm talking about. Like I can even see one of the titles for the video was like the last Jaws ride ever or something. I was like, oh, I believe it.
I like the Simpsons ride.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, the Simpsons ride was fun.
Yeah, it was like in 4D. It smelled like baby powder, and then we got like spit on us.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, that's fun.
And then
Hey,
there was also wait, continue.
like this, I love the Simpsons 4D ride. I also liked some of the other 4D rides they had there, like
The Shrek one.
Shrek one. I've also been on. I've also been on the new Tonight Show one and the Florida location. Where like
Shrek was one. They spit on it like Shrek's. I mean, Donkey spit on us and farted.
I think yeah, I remember I remember that. Uh, when I was talking about the new Fallon ride at Universal. It, the whole ride itself it's like it's like you're on a virtual bike or something. You're just trying to ride with Jimmy across like all sorts of places. You go from New York, you go to all the way to the moon, and then you go back. You know that stuff is like, oh my god, there's so much for that. It's made me feel like I want to go back to New York, even though I live not too far away from New York. And that's where Tonight Show is recorded in with Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon's great.
Oh, no doubt. I love watching Jimmy Fallon. Even before the ride was announced, I watched Jimmy Fallon multiple times. Even when he was like finally started changing to the Tonight Show, like I started watching when it was like I think when the late night with Jimmy Fallon was about to end, and they transitioned to the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. I was like, okay, let's see what's more going ahead. Like my favorite segments on there is like like one like the superlatives where it talks about like sports stars, um, My favorite one of all is the hashtags. And another one I liked was the pros and cons. It was like pro the ability. Like imagine just one of the pros being pro the ability to run as fast as possible. Con you wouldn't be slow at all. Just Jimmy Fallon's amazing. Jimmy Fallon's just amazing. Uh, now I'm seriously getting off topic. Yeah,
Oh, what? Black Friday. Get
Black Friday.
50% off your radiation against
Yeah,
UV.
yeah, it's 50% off the ability to get solar panels installed onto your roof instead of having to have oil to power your electricity. Just use solar panels. You can just get all the radiation from the sun to power up your entire home.
I just got information from our competitors. They're doing a 50% off as well. Let's double that and make that 100% off.
Let's make it 75% off or something like that. Imagine just seeing some 75% off sales. Like you would see some like the 75% off sale on Steam for all sorts of stuff.
You would see 75% off for like the cheapest items. Like $1 off for like 70% off an item that costs like $2.
Like I when I said like this one thing I looked at was like $70 and this were $69.99 and like 75% off it was like $14.12. I'm not even joking. There, it was like that small.
Oh, now all the girls are like backing away from me at school because yesterday, I got asked what I wanted to do when I grew up, and in front of the whole class, I was all like, I want to drop out of high school, become a hobo, and spend all my money on, um, booze and prostitutes. Oh,
Oh
and
jeez.
strippers.
Why can't you,
And then I was sitting next to girls, and they all just backed away from me.
why can't it just be like fucking Las Vegas or Atlantic City? Because that's where most of it happens. Just all those gambling places. I swear it's like you must be 21 to gamble. Uh, I can bring in somebody that I know who's 21 years old and can gamble.
But yeah, I know somebody that's like 18 years old, and he looks like he's like 20 or something. So he's like 18, but then he goes up to like a place and it says like 11 years and younger get a discount. So he always says he's 11 years old, and they can't tell him he's not 11 years old because you don't have an ID if you're 11.
Wow. It's like it's like whenever you go, like movies, casinos. Like they always ask you for your ID. It's like whenever like fake movie, it has to be like if it's like a rated R movie. It's like okay, all right. So you're going to see I don't know Nightcrawler. Make sure you show us your ID. That's what like that. Like okay, here's ID. Okay, you can go in. And if you don't have an ID, then you can't even watch the film. I feel like these like I feel like 17 should be the legal age to be able to get an ID. I don't know why, but just the state where I live in, it somehow is 18 or 19, where you have to get your ID. It's like,
16 is the age of consent.
yeah,
19
it's
is 18.
17 should be the age of consent, but like where I live is 18.
Oh wait, no. If you're 16, you probably already have an ID, your driver's license.
Yeah, it's like the driver's license should be 18 or 17. if earlier.
Need to see some IDs. So there's like multiple ways of ID, like
Yeah,
driver's license or
yeah,
your
driver
actual
license
ID.
or your actual ID. Yeah, or like their Wii ID or something. I think if those things are even still being made, Wii IDs.
Wait, a Wii ID, like one of those things that have no necks?
I don't know. Or maybe is that the Wii? It's either Wii ID or Wii card or something. I can't tell. So it's like now I'm just running. I'm just that's just I just can't think of anything else. Anything else before we end this?
I like turtles.
Okay. So thank you everybody for tuning in to the D2D podcast. If you want to stay up to date with all of our what we're doing, you can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, and Instagram at D2D_podcast. Our first episode is already out, so this episode is next to be out on SoundCloud and YouTube. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next episode of our podcast. Bye, everybody.